violence against women and girls in the Department of Political Science of the University of Naples, Frederick II.
These women are related things. Women migrate because they lack their individual freedoms. The journey is full of horror and tragedy, and these brave women must face, often carrying the red wings, the fruit of this horror, hoping to find a better life condition.
Often the horror continues even beyond the shores of the devastated homeland, in the CIE, where hope and discipline living in symbiosis. These are the emotions that these strong women bring with them, giving great symbol to all humanity about dedication and courage that these people face to make a stable lifestyle for them and the fruit of that wealth lost beyond that shores.
Nowadays, Amnesty International is talking about an important theme in international relationships. It's talking about violence against the girls and the women. Little girls who are about 8 years old should play with their friends, should go to school, should dream about what they'll do in the future. But it isn't so, because this war against this violence is involved in so many countries. For example, in Iraq, in Iran, in India, in Bangladesh, and for example also in China and Japan. So, if we want to change this situation, this actual situation, who is distracting this world, we can, through the knowledge, try to understand, and try to change a part of this actual story. This is an injustice for all these little girls that cannot live a normal and usual life.
They are destined to leave the school. Their childhood's were made of games and dreams. They must change these values and become illiterate, soulless and slaves. On the other hand, their precocious sexual activities is the cause of irreparable and physical damage. During the birth, hundreds of them die because of a complication of their baby's precocious marriage is seen as a good family's investment that often say nothing about conflict and create alliance. Thanks to these marriages, families can settle their debts. According to UNICEF, every year are involved children in the South and North Africa, ASEAN and all around South America and also in Europe.
However, all these women manifest anxiety symptoms, feelings of guilt, shame, self-denigration, avoidance behaviors, sense of guilt, fears and phobias related to trauma, reaction of anger and aggression, and sense of loss. For this reason, many of them denounce their aggressors. Instead, many others find help in first aid and assistance centers that play a fundamental role in the process that led women to overcome their trauma.
E soprattutto questo. Quando vuoi per me.
Sì, va bene.
A society in which there are not forms of respect and principles education must be a crucial tool to help the society to move forward. We have lost respect for others and to the fairer sex, forgetting those small gestures of cavalry observed by our grandparents and parents. Education is no longer taught in the domestic walls, and the society cannot transmit values strong enough to influence people because we are constantly bombarded with messages without any moral principles that damage our conscience. Without morals, without principles, and without healthy education, we wander in darkness, making violent acts against others. A man who beats a woman is a man with no moral.
The lack of norms and morality leads to sociological regression that bring to the lack of respect by the man against the woman. The lack of respect for a woman very easily leads to different types of violence: physical, economic, sexual, psychological, and cybernetic. Violence against women is never justified. The history of the last 20 years is full of stories of women mistreated by violent men. Technology has also made it easier for small men with no dignity to offend the female There are frequent cases of young women damaged by groups of young men behind the screen of a smartphone, feeling strong to the right and attack them.
In a society advanced only from the technological point of view, morality and good principles have been overlooked. The men's attitude toward women has remained unchanged and regressed during the 20th years.
The task of parents and educational institutions is to sensitize the child to these delicate subjects. The man, however, should be object to remember that women is a human being and not an object.
There is a gender violence even more hushed and silent, even more covered by family relationship, unseen by the social services. The victims are the elderly women. Violence against the elderly women is presented as something elusive and largely hidden. The phenomenon of violence against the elderly women is presented as something elusive and largely hidden, a typical phenomenon, iceberg. But many indicators show how widespread and growing. Nowadays, there are no national statistics of violence against older women that investigate the age group above 17 years old. This remains a social affair.